to change your situation. So remember, whatever you focus on expands. Don't focus on the things you don't want. Because once you focus on the things you want, once you focus on anything, there's a law of attraction. You attract it to yourself. And that is why instead of focusing on problems, why not sit down and begin to create a positive mental picture about yourself? Because the world we live will give you the picture you hold strongly in your mind by faith. So that is why we are starting this training today, because you are not just in this world to occupy space. God gave us a leasehold and retain the freehold. For some of us, God has given us 80 years, 120 years, 200 years. So, and we must be accountable to the life we live on earth. There will be a day of accountability where I can give an account. How did I spend my 80 years, 100, 120, 200 years on earth? Did I actually fulfill God's purpose for my life, which is to create, connect, and contribute? Or did I use it to backbite, gossip, and not make any contribution? Because if all of us can discover the giftings of God in our life, the vitality, fidelity, of course, creativity, and we develop them and deploy them by making it as a contribution to humanity. I contribute, you contribute, everybody contributes. The world will become a better place, and there will be no armed robbery, kidnapping, all those things don't go there. But in fact, a lot of people have refused to discover their own and constructively, positively contribute to society. Rather, they become part of the problem, because I keep saying, if you're not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. There's no two ways about it. So, and you're supposed not to come and live the world the way you meet the world. You're supposed to live the world better, stronger, than you meet the world. So, we are going to talk about one of the most important training for entrepreneurs, businessmen, and investors, and we cannot stop talking about it. And that is what we're going to discuss today. Adam is this particular one. Seriously. Okay, let's see how far it goes. Okay, wisdom as insights. That's what we're discussing this moment. Wisdom as insights. Wisdom as insights. So we're discussing this, and also today this part 1, 5th. So this is the part 1 of the class. Part 1. This is 5th of 9, 2025. So the month is already ticking. So subtopic: wisdom as value. So it's about wisdom this time around. Wisdom as value. Wisdom as value. Okay, for entrepreneurs. So we have about 6 outlines for us. Outlines for entrepreneurs. Outline. The first one is context for the concept. Context for the concept. Context for the concept. Number 2, we have here what is wisdom. So we need to define it. What is wisdom? Okay, so, and then we have to look at number 3, wisdom as a skill. Wisdom as a skill. Okay, number 4, wisdom as insight. Wisdom as insight. So we have to look at all this. Number 5, second to the last, wisdom as value. I think this one is about wisdom. Wisdom as value, so that we can be wise in our doings, we can be wise in our decisions and choices. Wisdom as vision. Yes, wisdom as vision. So we have to look at all of them. Wisdom as vision. So, okay, so, and I'm very sure you will never leave this kind of training the same way. You will live transformed, better, empowered, inspired to become the ultimate best version of yourself. So you can start making right decisions, right choices, and you can actually make that will take you to your predetermined destination, because you're supposed to sit down, mentally picture where you want to be in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, because you cannot future in a future you did not picture. So you're supposed to future in that future, that you have to picture it. So you also sit down and create a positive mental. Spend more time creating in your mind. It's a work. Mental work, mental thinking is a work. So, and thinking is a hardest habit poor people don't do, because they don't want to spend more time with themselves. They will spend time with external contributing factor, as if it's a determining factor. It is not a determining factor. Determining factors are all embedded in us. What to make me successful is embedded in me. What to make me become failure is embedded in me. So why would I spend more time with something else or someone else rather than myself? I should spend more time with myself to discover the giftings that God has deposited in me. They convert them into valuable products or services, package them as a premium brand, and then sell it to the marketplace. You see, it's easier to make money and create wealth, and then you see that your life become better. But nevertheless, we have to go into the outlines. And I want to be sure you are in the same page this morning. You have written this down. You are ready for today's class. Shall I? You have not written it down yet. You are still writing. Shall wait for me? Okay, now today's class is very wonderful. Everybody sharp. Okay, let's go to the first one. Before we go, context for the concept on your note. Context for the concept. Before I give the context for the concept, I would like to I would like to uh, lay a foundation before we build context for the concept, because each time talking to entrepreneurs, businessmen, and investors, especially in this part of the world where we have most of us are Christian. So I have to find a common ground where we can agree. Once we can agree on something, we can start building the house from there. So we cannot have something to agree on. It's going to be difficult for us to communicate and accept so many things that we're going to share today as an entrepreneur. So I have to find a common ground. So quite unfortunate. I have like 3 scriptures I have to read to lay the foundation, like granite, stone, cement, like kind of thing, so that we can actually give her the context for the concept. So the first one I have here is Luke 16 verse 8. Luke 16 verse 8. So that's the first one I have here. So Luke 16 verse 8. And I love the scripture because it says something. It says, and the Lord God commended the unjust steward. The Lord commanded the unjust steward because he has done wisely. They called him unjust. Unjust steward. That means he wasn't a just steward. He wasn't a Christian. He wasn't a believer. He was an unjust steward. But Jesus Christ commended the guy, and he said he has done wisely. So why did he commend him? Let's see what he says. He said, for the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. Crazy, man. Because, the children of this world, they spend more time on commercial wisdom, on financial wisdom. They're so wise that the wisdom they have, because for God to transform something very important, you have to first of all transfer, of course, the wisdom to you. That is why he can be wise. He has done wisely. He has done because they are wiser in business, in commercial. So if we must experience the kind of abundance we want, we must learn. Don't tell me I cannot learn. There's a way of doing things, a body of knowledge on business, investment, inside. So we need to learn. Okay, the second one is that Proverbs 8 verse Proverbs 8, 10 to 11. Proverbs says something very interesting. Proverbs, it said that receive my instruction, not silver. Receive my instruction, not silver. Receive knowledge rather than choice gold. That means value knowledge more than gold. Value instructions more than silver. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all that may be desire may not be compared to it. So wisdom is better than rubies. Wisdom is better. And the last one I will read before I give the context for the concept. Why I'm bringing these things so that I can see that you need to prioritize certain things in your life. If you prioritize those things in your life, whatever you are looking for will be added to you. And the last one, the last but not the least, is Proverbs 8. Proverbs 8, 14. No. Proverbs 8, 14 to 19. It's a very long one, but I'll read it for you. He said, counsel is mine. That is, counsel means good advice. Counsel is mine. Sound wisdom is counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. Definitely by me kings reigns and princes decree justice. By me prince rule and noble all over the judges of the earth. I love them that love me. I like the way the guy put it. He said, I love them that love me. That means if you don't love the guy, he doesn't care about you. If you love him, surely he will love you too. He said, those who seek me early shall find me. Then that's the best place to seek him. He said, riches and honor are with me. So what are you looking for again? The guy told you that riches and honor are with me. So just why not seek me? And you get the riches and the honor. And he went and said that durable riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold. Yeah, gold, and my revenue than choice silver. To tell you that will lead me to where we are going to, because for that unjust steward, he was a financial manager. He was so smart. He has commercial wisdom. He has financial wisdom that the children of light. So the unjust tap into the wisdom that is properly belong to the children of light. Okay, it's on here already. Okay, so wisdom is the root. In fact, I would like us to write this one down. Let's go to the context for the concept for today. Write it down, very important. The real wealth transfer. The real wealth transfer is the transfer of wisdom. The wealth transfer, or let's put it like this: the real wealth transfer is wisdom transfer. Let's put it like that. The real wealth transfer is a wisdom transfer. The real wealth transfer is a wisdom transfer. The real wealth transfer is a wisdom transfer. When somebody wants to bless you, wants to make you have a sustainable growth, wealth, and abundance, you have legacy, he transfer wealth, he transfer wisdom to you. So the real wealth transfer is wisdom, is a wisdom transfer. When somebody wants to bless a man, he give him what produces that wealth. He give him the cost, is not the effect alone. Because the cost will always produce that thing. That's why mentorship is very important. The great men spend time with to mentor. The real wealth transfer is a wisdom transfer, full stop. So write down your note. Wisdom is the root and wealth is the fruit. Wisdom is the root and wealth is the fruit. Wisdom is the root, and wealth is the fruit. So if you want fruit, you need the root. Wisdom is the root and wealth is the fruit. So if you want more of the fruit, more of the money, more of the car, more of the abundance, you need the root, you need the tree. So without the root and the tree, it cannot be a fruit. So write it down on your notes. Those who are wise will surely be wealthy, but not everyone that is wealthy will be wise. Those who are wise will surely be wealthy. Those who are wise will surely, definitely be wealthy, but not everyone that is wealthy will be wise. So someone can acquire wealth, but he may not necessarily be a wise person, but anyone that is wise will surely, those who are wise will surely definitely be wealthy, but not everyone that is wealthy will be wise. That's the truth. Once you are a smart, wise person, surely you'll be wealthy in this life. But once you are not wise, okay, those who are wise will surely be wealthy, but not everyone that is wealthy will be wise. That's very important. Okay? Those who are wise will surely be wealthy, but not everyone that is wealthy will be wise. Full stop. Still under context for the concept. Write it down, very important. Please, if you've not written anything down today, write this one. I'm very sure you will never. It's going to be empowering. It's going to be like epiphany moment. It's going to be like the Kairos moment. It's going to be like a transformational moment because it will keep you thinking all the day, all the weeks. It kept me thinking for weeks, for months. Like I cannot even phantom it. But write it down. The first wave of wealth transfer. The first wave of wealth transfer is not going to be physical, material things. The first wave of wealth transfer. Maybe reduce a little bit. Oh, maybe reduce a little bit. Thank you. The first wave of wealth transfer is not going to be physical, material things. Because it's important to understand that physical things have spiritual roots. The first wave of wealth transfer is not going to be physical, material things or items. The first wave of wealth transfer is not going to be physical, material things or items, because it's important to understand that physical things have spiritual roots. It's important to understand that physical things have spiritual roots. The first wave of wealth transfer is not going to be physical, material things or items, because it is important to understand that physical things have spiritual roots. You know, I've been talking about the wall of cause and effect. Physical things have spiritual roots. So, the first wave of wealth transfer will not be physical, material things or items, because it's important for you to understand that physical things have spiritual roots. Full stop. You are still with me, shall I? That's very important. The first wave of sustainable transfer of wealth will be financial and commercial wisdom. The first wave of sustainable transfer of wealth, the first wave of sustainable transfer of wealth, the first wave of sustainable transfer of wealth will be financial and commercial wisdom. So whenever somebody wants to transfer something durable for you, they have transferred the wisdom to you, the ethics, the knowledge, the concepts, the vision, the purpose, the core values of that thing. The first wave of sustainable wealth transfer of wealth will be financial and commercial wisdom. That is why I see that something is about to happen, because now our appetite for knowledge, appetite for wisdom, appetite to understand how the investment work, business work is increasing in this part of the world. We are more interested to know why and how things work the way they work. Because when God he puts appetite in you on something for you to start yielding towards it, that means He wants to hand over something to you. Because God will hand over wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to you. He will hand over the substance to you, so you can sustain it and multiply. So you can see the children of this world has financial and commercial wisdom that will definitely end up with me and you. That is why we must be smart enough to start learning the principles and the concepts and the laws and the rules that governs knowledge, wisdom, every part of the world, body of knowledge that we are interested in each of the marketplace. So there is a wisdom that children of this world have used to build kingdoms, empires, enterprises, industries, factories, community, organization. So me and you should not be shying away from this, because you have to understand that anything you see in the physical have spiritual root. How am I so sure? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through Him, all things were made. Without Him, nothing was made that was made. That means this thing we see physically was made by invisible. The physical things you see was invisible. How am I so sure? I like the way this man put in Hebrew. He said, through faith we understand the world was framed by the word of God, that things that are seen were not made by the things that do appear. Some of the things we see were not made by the things that are visible. All the visible things were made from invisible. So that should keep me and you thinking as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, as an investor, that if the world we see was not made by the things that was seen, it should get me thinking. Because everything's physical has spiritual roots. So what happened to God? God sat down, and the Bible put it, said the earth was without form, void, and darkness was face of the deep, and the Spirit of the Lord hovers on the water. That hovering means He was thinking, He was incubating, He was permutating, He was calculating, He was thinking. So He does what the hen does to the egg when He sits on the egg. He was incubating. God was imagining. God was permutating, calculating. And after everything, I like the way the Bible said that, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. And look at what He said, He saw that it was good. So that means God will have a picture in His mind that He saw something that He said He was good. I mean, He would start all over again. But there was no need to tell us that story that He was good, that He saw, and He called it day and called it one night. That means God wanted me to think, create a mental picture. And then I will show you something about wisdom, because some of us misplace some this, but it's going to be, let me take it small, so that you're supposed to sit down and act on on the picture in your mind. He also act, because God actually acts. He spoke about it, and He not just talk, He came to physically manifest the works of His hand. And it's very interesting to see that when God talked about Himself, He's saying that He's talking about you. How am I sure? Because He created us in image and likeness. As He is, so we are. What He can do, we can do. And no, that is why you have to understand about being an entrepreneur. That's actually our struggles in the marketplace is different. Our struggle as entrepreneurs is different from employees and solopreneurs. No, or self-employed. You have to understand the office you're occupying, because if you don't understand, when the purpose of the thing is not understand, the abuse is inevitable. So before the war, there was a logic. That word you see is a Greek word called logos. And that logos is where we have the logic. Anything you see like logic, like sociology, physiology, it means the study of something. Those logic is mean the study of that thing. so it simply means that there's a knowledge behind everything you see. Tell your neighbor, there's a knowledge behind the shoe you're wearing, behind the phone you are carrying, behind everything you see. There's a knowledge about this house. There's a knowledge about this life. There's a knowledge behind. So there's a knowledge about money. Well, there's a knowledge behind it. It's called logos. It's called the logic. Logic is from the Greek word called logos. That is, we have this. I don't want to go into that because it's going to confuse. I know where I'm going to. But the fact is that there's a body of knowledge behind everything. So things don't just happen. Things don't just appear. Property don't just come onto a man. Wealth don't just come to him. Abundance. There's a mental framework. Mental framework. There's a mental framework. There's a pattern of how things work. And anybody that follows that pattern have the outcomes. Then outcomes. So the fact is that for the fact that you have not achieved what you want, means that you have not seen a man who has achieved that you want and is ready to hold you by the hand. So you think that life is difficult? No. There's a pattern, there's a logic, the arrangement, there's a sequential arrangement of things to give you the result you want. So you must become that person. If you don't become that person, you can never sustain its outcomes and results. That's the truth. So when God gives you appetite, write it down. When God gives us appetite for financial and commercial wisdom, when God gives us appetite Because that's why you wonder why some people don't want to read like me and you. There's no appetite in them. There's no hunger in them for financial or commercial wisdom. They're not interested. I mean, you are wondering why are they not interested? My brother, there's no appetite. So when God gives us appetite for financial and commercial wisdom, He is preparing us for the transfer of assets. When God gives us appetite for financial and commercial wisdom, when God gives me and you appetite, that we are so restless, that we are not satisfied until we have read books, until we study about wealth, abundance, success, legacy, succession, system structures. In fact, the best they can do to us in the business leading community to give us materials on systems, and we are into it. In fact, our energy is bumping up. When God gives us appetite for financial and commercial wisdom, He is preparing us for the transfer of assets. He's preparing us for the transfer of assets. When God gave us appetite for financial and commercial wisdom, He's preparing us for the transfer of physical assets that will come under our management, stewardship, and leadership. Bracket open, control, bracket close. When God gives us appetite for financial and commercial wisdom, He's preparing us for the transfer of physical, material assets that will come under our management, stewardship, and leadership. Bracket open, our control, bracket closes. I'll come back once again. When God gave us appetite for financial and commercial wisdom, He is preparing us for the transfer of physical material assets that will come under our management, stewardship, and leadership. Bracket open, our control, bracket closes. So this hunger is not just everywhere. It's for the chosen. That's why we are so unrest. We want to know why and how things work the way they work. Why are council own estate, banks, commercial? We want to know. Want to know about the treasury bills, bond investment. Want to know. Want to study. Want to learn. That's why they no appetite. Once they see, they lift it. Don't worry, I'll come back again. When God gave us appetite, listen, look at your note. When God gave us appetite for financial and commercial wisdom, He is preparing us for the transfer of physical material assets that will come under our stewardship, management, and leadership. Bracket open control. So things don't just happen the way they happen. Everything you see is caused by something. So when what God does, God wants us to be economical and commercial, commercial and financial intelligence. He wants to acquire this financial intelligence so that the transfer of what is coming to me and you can be properly managed, multiply and transfer. So the first wave of wealth transfer is appetite. But let's write this one again. I know we repeat many times, but it's fine. Repetition is mother of knowledge, is mother of learning. So that's how it works. Write it on. The first wave. The first wave in the wealth transfer is an appetite. The first wave in the wealth transfer among the children of light for commercial wisdom, for financial wisdom, and economic wisdom. The first wave in the wealth transfer is an appetite among the children of light. Is an appetite among the children of light for financial wisdom, commercial, and economic wisdom. Full stop. The first wave, the first movement, when God wants to move somebody, He moves His mind first. God moves His mind. God moves you physically. God moves your mind. He moves your consciousness. The first wave in the wealth transfer is an appetite among the children of light for financial wisdom, commercial and economic wisdom. So you see, our interest, our desire, our interest and desire to learn increases the more. Because when God wants to do something with a man, He moves his mind first. He makes sure the man begins to see. That was why God actually told Abraham, please come and see, can you count all the stars? Can you count all the sand that is on the seashore? He wants him to imagine. He wants his mind to move. Once his mind has moved, forget the body. Nobody travels far within and remains still without. Once your mind travels, your body will move. So the problem is that most people don't travel with their mind. Their mind has not gone before their body. It becomes difficult to sustain them when the wealth comes. So when God wants to do something with you, He gives you appetite for you to seek commercial wisdom, of course, financial wisdom, and economic wisdom. The real wealth is an appetite for financial literacy. The real wealth is appetite for wealth education. That is the real wealth. The real wealth, write it down or note. The real wealth is our appetite. The real wealth is our appetite for financial intelligence. The real wealth is our appetite for financial intelligence, commercial wisdom. The real wealth is our appetite for financial intelligence, commercial wisdom, wealth education, financial literacy, on how to manage. The real wealth is our appetite for financial intelligence, commercial wisdom, wealth education, financial literacy, on how to manage and multiply our assets, estate, business, portfolios, and investments. Full stop. The real wealth is our appetite for financial intelligence. The real wealth is our appetite for financial intelligence, commercial wisdom, wealth education. The real wealth, you see? Okay, perfect. The real wealth we see is our appetite for commercial wisdom, financial intelligence, wealth education, on how to manage and multiply your assets, estate, business portfolios, investments, etc. So I can now understand why Solomon has appetite for knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. Nothing satisfied him. In fact, he was so consumed that immediately God asked him, what do you want? He said, wisdom. That is, he don't think in 2 times. I want wisdom to manage. I want wisdom on insight skills. I'll talk about this. I want wisdom. I want to be wise in valleys. I want to in my visions. I want to be wise. Then when we come to you see the due details. So, and if you are seeking these things, if you seek these things, everything will be added unto you. If you seek this, I'm telling you now. How am I so sure? I was struggling, seeking money, seeking outward things, and I never had them enough. But when I now lose my focus from those things and now focus on the real thing, everything started working for me. And the truth is that now I understand that the real transfer is an appetite for financial intelligence, wealth education, commercial wisdom, on how to manage and multiply your money. Okay, your asset, estate, business portfolio, and investment. Either with me, shall I? Okay, definitely for sure. And then today we have a big appetite among the entrepreneurs. All of us have a big appetite among the entrepreneurs. There's many entrepreneurs today in today's world is not behaving like the way we used to behave before. Now we seek more knowledge than every other thing now, and it's more interesting because in fact, let's write it down. I'm not very serious. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer of physical, financial, economic assets. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer of physical, financial, and economic assets. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer of physical, financial, economic assets to entrepreneurs who are financially ignorant and economically ignorant. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer. None. No meaningful wealth transfer of physical, financial, economic assets. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer of physical, financial, economic assets to entrepreneurs who are financially ignorant and economically ignorant. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer of physical, financial, economic assets. None. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer of physical, financial, economic assets to entrepreneurs who are financially ignorant and economically ignorant. So, why do you want wealth? Why do you want money? Why do you want abundance? When you are financially ignorant or economically ignorant, it not go work because even if I have that thing to you, you abuse it. You will not be able to do anything with it. You just will spend it, you don't know that the essence of wealth is for transfer. The real essence of finding and acquiring wealth is for legacy, is for transfer. So if I cannot transfer it, I'm failed already on arrival. So that is why I said, let me do one more time. There can be no meaningful wealth transfer of physical, financial economic assets. So entrepreneurs who are financially ignorant and economically ignorant, they don't know anything about the economy. They don't even know anything about money. They have not read 5 books on money. Find any subject in this life, read 5 books on that subject. You are already among the top 1%. So any the subjects you have not read 5 books on business, on organization, on management, on marriage, on emotion. You've not read 5 books. Why are you talking? Why? Because even though you are talking, you're not talking from the point of knowledge. You're going to talk from the point of assumptions. Read books. No wonder the work of, don't maybe one of the I will do some exegesis to show you that the work of kings in the scriptures, the work of prophets, was to study the laws of God and teach the people. So your job was to function from the highest level of value creation, thinking and communication. It pays more money than doing management and of course management and implementation. Okay, so definitely for sure. I'll come and collect it now. Oh, Abby, thank you. Perfect. So the good news is that the real wealth transfer is that your appetite, your hunger to begin to seek the things king seek, CEOs, MDs. So when somebody don't have appetite, just like somebody don't have appetite for food, or you don't have appetite for, you don't like to eat fufu, you don't have to eat gari, or you don't have to eat swallow or rice or something. You don't have Indomie is not your thing, for example. There's no appetite. Even though 50 people are eating Indomie, not concern you. The same thing when somebody doesn't have appetite for knowledge, wisdom, God is not preparing him. God doesn't hand over something he's not preparing. But God even people to take his time to set you up before a step up. Look at how long when did he promise Abraham that we will become the father of many nations? 75 years old. When Abraham finally got Isaac, it's not 100 years. Am I correct? Yeah. But 100 now, 25 years. Okay. When they anoint David as a king, about 17 years or thereabout. Yes or yes? Yeah. When they mount the throne, about 8 years, about that time. So it took him years. He was already anointed. Look at my vision. Okay, when did the wise men meet Christ? At death now. When did he amount his ministry? 30 years now. Yes or yes? Yes. So why are you rushing the process? Why are you in a haste? This thing is for a purpose. Yes. Okay, move talk now. When did Joseph dream that he will become the stars and moon will bow down? It's when he was a boy now. Yes or yes? 17 or thereabout. The guy has to pass through. For me, I got on the best for God. God, why me? God, I'm about to I get big dreams. I want my car, buy land. I'm not in the pit. See me for pit. God, I'm in the pit now. And you know the one funny thing? When they bring the guy from pit, the guy was like, hey, let the poor breathe. Now they now sold him as a slave. He said, God, I was thinking that you are helping me. I'm not a slave in Potiphar's house. And then when the guy think that, now the guy finally regained back the master's trust. Now, the wife of this man, Pharaoh, right? Was it Pharaoh? No, Potiphar. Now, Carol, this guy, and Joseph say, God, should I for chop that food? I don't come chop am. See why I did for prison. God, why me? God, why me? Definitely. But and you know one funny thing about this guy? He never loses. That's how we talk about insight. I will talk about value. I will talk about vision. I will talk about the wisdom as vision. So, if you see a man that is wise, he has a vision. A man that is wise, he has insight. A man that doesn't have values, they know values. A man that is wise, he has values. He sticks to his values. In fact, they even call it core values. They know core values. Now, I want to know what core values is to you. So you understand? That values you don't compromise. You don't compromise because you are a man with wisdom. You cannot compromise those values. You just be looking at it because you know where you are going to. The worst thing is a man who doesn't know where he's going to, because speed is useless without what? Direction. Direction is useless without what? Destination. In fact, without vision, I keep saying it. You don't have a goal, you are going nowhere. Tell neighbor. You don't have a goal. You are going nowhere. Tell neighbor. You can never achieve a goal you never set. I didn't say that your pastor did not. I didn't say your father. I didn't say God. I said the one you never said. The one you never said, you cannot achieve it. You cannot. Even if you achieve, how will you know it's a goal? Okay, how you play football without a goal? Would they ever score? You know where to score now. Yes or yes? No way to score. That's how people are playing it. This life, they are playing this life as they are playing for without a goal. So how do you want to score? How do you want to win when there is no goal post? There's nothing now. You won't waste your 20 years, your 30 years, your 50 years, and then you come to complain. I don't like people that complain too much. And nobody's helping me. We poor masses. So the economy is hard. Economy was meant to be hard. Since you were born, you don't say economy very easy. Easy when we compare with good Lord Jonathan, we think say we don't see finish. My brother, as this guy enter, my brother Boo just enter. Now we see so boy they come and be like saying yeah do. We never even say that. Until enter from the day he collect mic. He says something removal. Don't bottom long. No, I'm not doing that day. Now that day we know say the economy could speak in tongues. Yes or yes? And you're still living in that darkness. You don't want to learn. Okay, let me round up this. Let me go to some. Let's conclude this context for the context because I know I'm spending more time there. After I have to lay the foundation, but it's fine. Write it down. You know, I'll round up this particular section. The first wave of transfer, the first wave of wealth transfer, the first wave of wealth transfer is a transfer of knowledge, understanding, and wisdom that creates wealth. Full stop. The first wave of the first wave, the first wave of wealth transfer. The first wave of wealth transfer is the transfer of knowledge, understanding, and wisdom that creates wealth. So when God wants to bless you, He move the thing for you first. He move you to wisdom. The first wave of wealth transfer is a transfer of knowledge, understanding, and wisdom that creates wealth. There are wisdom that creates cars, wisdom that creates houses, wisdom that creates property, wisdom that creates good marriage, the wisdom that creates businesses. That the real thing that God wants to do with you, that He has to. Okay, have you not understood that Christ spent time in the temple study right from age 12? Okay, why was the record silence from age 12 till the guy became 31? Because he was doing the same thing all his life. He was going to repeat the scripture again. That's what he was doing. He was studying. He was learning. That's why I cannot teach a man who doesn't want to learn. Leave him alone. He's no appetite. You give him without, full instructions. Say, poor men are like China phone. They don't obey instruction. How you know somebody is poor? You know the full instruction. He always think, I will talk about it. He always think that he's only wise in his own eyes. Nah lie. Nah lie, my brother. Nobody knows it all. Nobody's important. Even me, I learn every day. Even me, when they talk to you, they will learn every day. What are you waiting for? That I read minimum of 1 hour in a day. Tell me 1 hour. 1 hour. That I'm very busy and occupied with my schedule, but at least 1 hour in a day I must read. If I don't go to bed, I'm not reading. If I have me to sit on that chair and be sleeping there for me to go to bed, I don't know. I see my thinking chair. So because the fact is I understood this. I know from that from this habit, turn on habit. When that come this routine, turn on routine. When that become religious about it, turn on religious. About investing myself in work. I thought that things I don't pray for anymore. There's nothing attracted to me based on who I've become. That's only prayer I don't pray. I keep telling you. If I pray today, 95% of my prayers, thank you. I thank God for my good health, thank God for my wife, thank God for my children, thank God for my father. Thank God, thank God, thank God. Because I told you, thank God for all of you because the day God bless me, the day God decided to bless me, He brought you in my life and He decided to stay. That's the thing, man. That's how you know a man that is blessed. It's called the gift of men. Say not the gift of men. The gift of men. God doesn't come from heaven. He sends men to you. And when God sends quality men to you, God, you are blessed. Because a wise man is the one that has wise people around him. Yes or yes? Yes. Touch yourself, I'm wise. No, nah. Touch yourself, I'm a millionaire. That is begging for the charge. Touch yourself, I'm a success. The day God brought it to my life, then I'm blessed. That I know that nobody can stop me. Because they cannot stop me, they cannot stop me. They know, and they cannot stop me. No, they know I am unstoppable. That means they can't stop you, they can't stop me. It's a movement. They're not movement. Let's go to the next thing we are going to do. My time has almost been, but let me just do something. What is wisdom? What is wisdom? So, okay. And the good news is that there are so many definitions of wisdom, I'll give my own definition of wisdom. I may be right and I may be wrong, but just keep an open mind. It's not interesting anyway. So, because it's difficult to define wisdom in context, because there's a wisdom of God, there's a wisdom of men. And it's just like righteousness. The righteousness of God, the righteousness of men. And you have to understand that when God on his own, God is wise and human being expression of the distance of the wisdom of God. So, and let me just give my own version of this wisdom. Write it on your note. Wisdom is the logos. Wisdom is the logos. Wisdom is the logos, knowledge. Wisdom is the logos, knowledge, mind, counsel. Wisdom is the logos, knowledge, mind, counsel, and perspective. Perspective of God's perspective of God in any matter, in any given matter, in any given matter. So when I'm talking about this thing, we're going to put up the lens of God and begin to look at things the way heaven will look at things. We need to look at things the way God will look at things. So wisdom is the logos, knowledge, mind, counsel, perspective of God in any given matter, in any given subject. So in any given subject, we want to look at the knowledge of God. If God was to talk about this, how would he say it? If it was a man of God, if God wants to give a wise advice, counsel, what would God say about him? What would be God's perspective? So wisdom is a logos, knowledge, mind, counsel, perspective of God in any given matter, in any given subject. So until we define God things the way God defines things, then we are not actually wise. It will be the wisdom of men, and the wisdom of men is always limited. So we need to look at things from God's lens. We need to look at things the way heaven defines things. He says it's not good for a man to be alone. That's heaven talk. So they said that they asked Moses, they asked Christ, Moses say, "Make we divorce." He said in the beginning it was not so. It was not so. So it was the hardness of men that they brought the law. Law was not God's plan for man. That's the truth. God's plan for man was relationship. So not relationship. That's why he always have relationship with you. That's why he wants relationship with you. It's not religion. It's relationship he's looking for. Relationship. The difference between religion and relationship is that relationship is God coming to you. That's how God always comes to man. Religion is man going to God, and it's difficult. So forget that one. So he was on relationship, and that is why until your mind is prepared for that relationship, you can never have the light moment, the epiphany moment. So it's always you sitting and say, God, I want to be your mandate. So it's about the God's plan. So that's my own definition of wisdom. Let me put it like this for you. I say you should write it. Wisdom is the logos, knowledge, mind, counsel, perspective of God in any given matter. Full stop. And it's evidence, and it is evidence by actions. It is evidenced by our action, choices, and decisions. So if you say that you actually know the mind of God, it will be evidence in your action. Say no action. It will be evidence in your choices. Say no choices. It will be evidence in your decisions. Say no decisions. That's how you know a man that is wise. A man that is wise, you see it in his choices. So you can't tell me you are seeing things from God's perspective and you're acting differently like a man. I don't understand, my brother. That means you're not wise. Because wisdom is a verb. I'm going to give it to you. Wisdom is a verb. It's an action word. So it's not something you just say. It's something you do. So wisdom is the logos, the knowledge, mind, and counsel of and perspective of God's in every given matter, and it's evidence, and it is manifesting. It must show in your actions, choices, and decisions. So your choices on business, choices on investment, choices on marriage, choices on anything you do tells us whether you're a wise person or not. If I write it down, you know, very important. Wisdom is God's advice in any issue. Wisdom is God's advice in any issue, challenges or circumstances. Wisdom is God's advice. What did God say about this thing? Can we make reference to the scriptures? Wisdom is God's advice in any issue, challenges or circumstances, either in health, wealth, happiness, business, profession, politics, ministry, governance, etc. Wisdom is God's advice in any issue, challenges or circumstances. All of us are, whether you're about to enter problem, you're already in problem, you're coming out of problem, whatever one problem happens, circumstances, life happens. So I know either you're about to enter, you're already in, or you're coming out, something happened. So what can we advise him? I say wisdom is God's advice on any issue, challenges or circumstances, either in health, wealth, happiness, business, profession, politics, ministry, governance, name it. So what did God say? And it's evidence. Let me repeat that one. And it's evidence in your actions, choices, and decisions. So it must manifest. So it's not that I'm wise in my mind. No, you're not just. When you do the thing, we'll know whether you're wise or not. So it's in action. Wisdom is seen in application. So what are you going to apply? You're going to apply things from the God's perspective, the heaven perspective. Describe yourself the way heaven defines you. Wisdom is God's advice on any issue, challenges, and circumstances, either in health. What's the subject matter on health? Do you just believe every small thing you take drugs? You take drugs. Some of us abuse drugs. Abusing means you are misusing that thing. Abuse means you misuse it. If they take 2 months, 2 nights, you go take 3 months, 3 nights, you abuse it. Anything you misuse is called abuse. Then abuse. You can abuse food, you can abuse water, you can abuse anything, you can abuse anything. Anything you misuse, not according to perspective, is abuse. Even this vitamin C, you guys go drink vitamin C, it will go cause liver damage. You guys go do one thing, people say every month you just go take malaria drugs, you don't run tests. I know myself, every month I'm always sick of malaria. Really? And you're doing that thing, you're not a wise person. You want to go and conduct tests and seek medical attention. Yes or yes? Yes. Every time I did too much. No, this thing no be one person show. Nobody knows it all. Nobody seek wisdom. Wisdom is God's advice in any issue, challenges, or circumstances, either in health, subject of health, wealth, happiness, business, profession, politics, ministry, or governance. Either with me, shall I? It's somewhere I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to wisdom as a skill. That is why, let me just see my time. Oh, 5 minutes more, but let's see what we can do. Write it down, very important. Human is only wise. Human is, there's people, or we are humans, is only wise in their actions, choices, and decisions. We are only wise in our actions, choice, and decision. And God is wise in supreme intelligence. So humans are only wise. When you say a man that is wise, we are only wise in our actions, choice, and decisions. And God is wise in his supreme intelligence. So for us to see that somebody is wise, we must look at his actions, his activities, his decisions, and choices on things. So how can you on your own did not make the right choice of a mother for your children? The womb you want to carry your child must have the brain to carry your destiny. So the womb you want to carry your future must have the mind to carry your vision. Okay, how do you make a wrong choice of a bad man to be your children's father? I don't understand you. Or how do you make it right? So men are only wise in their actions, choice, and decision. Only God that is supreme, is wise in his supreme intelligence. Only God. So let me go to where I want to go to about verb. Then I will end the class. Then maybe Monday will continue. That is wisdom as a skill. So wisdom as a skill. I want to just give 2 statements because there are 4 things I want to discuss. I will not discuss. Let me just give 2, 3 statements. They will close for today because something I'm going to. Wisdom as a skill. Write it down. Wisdom is evidence in our choices, decisions, actions, and ability. Wisdom is evidence, manifest, show. Wisdom only show, manifest, evidence in our choices, command, decisions, actions, and ability. Full stop. Wisdom is a verb, an action word. That's how I want to go. I will give this name, I will close. Okay, let me go back again. Wisdom is evidence, manifest, and show in our choices, decisions, actions, and ability. So, how do you know a man is wise? When a man do something now, he can say, I'm wise in my mind. He talk no be problem. But when you do them now, we're going to say whether you get sense or not, whether you get certificate or not, whether you're wise or not. Wisdom is only evidence in our choices, decisions, actions, and ability. Full stop. Wisdom is a verb or an action word that is only visible in our deeds. Wisdom is a verb. Wisdom is a verb or an action word. Action word that is evidence, that is only visible, in our deeds. In our deeds. So when I see your doings, I will know now. You can't be telling me you're a wise man, see the decision we make now. You don't scatter things, scatter everywhere. So wisdom is a verb or an action word that is only visible in our deeds. That is only visible. Man's wisdom is only visible. Look at Solomon now. How did they start calling wise? Because he brought that child. He said, okay, we want share him. Now get the people who talk to share. They don't say share, they don't say no share. He said, they want to talk to no share. Give him 9 begin. Even though do that thing, we know say the guy wise now. We know. Look at what thing they do. They teach, they talk. They travel. Prince of Basha, this on Pesha, they travel, they come, they bring. Now, what's everything they do now? Now they say this guy wise. Now, everything they write, everything they pass through, the advice when they give, they stop war, they fight. Now, why the guy marry so many wives? Because any boy you want to fight, we all marry your daughter. And he's not even my in-law. You fight again. The guy don't fight war like in Papa David. The guy is sharp, they're not sharp. Oh, he didn't brain, they're not oil. He didn't brain. You want to fight, you don't find your daughter marry. You know, we fight again. We don't become in-law. No, they fight in-law. Yes or yes? The guy is sharp. No, he lie. No, I'll give you the last statement for today, but not the least. When what you say doesn't make you wise, rather what you do is the hallmark of wisdom. What you say does not make you wise. Rather what you do is the hallmark of wisdom. What you say does not make you wise. Rather what you do is the hallmark of wisdom. So wisdom is evidence in your doings, in your deeds, is in your choice, the action, choice, and this. So whenever I see a man make wrong decisions on money, wrong decisions on the issue of way to live, I don't understand why will you ever go and rent a house when you are going back, you're angry. Why did I say name? Because there is flood. You have to practically remove your shoe, fold your clothes, and enter the mud and walk to your house. Even in the morning, you have to carry pure water in your hand. Come out your shoe, enter water, come wash your leg, wear shoe. And you know, man, it will give a name there. Oh, my brother. My brother. Why you want to, in fact, as you enter the water, and so poverty don't tell you, say you are very poor. So not try that. How do you make choice on where to live? How do you make choice on the church to go? And you go to your church, I didn't say all church are bad though, but I'm pastor that will climb the member's head and be walking. And the one that will pour spit inside olive oil and mix and say, drink, you drink. I don't understand you, as in, they do you for village, the village will do you. I didn't say all of them are bad. Some assignment is good, but the one I'm trying to make you understand is that I cannot logically understand you. I don't know how to I cannot phantom, I cannot imagine it. It has not entered the heart of men. I don't understand. I can imagine that you should forget about God, that He is the God, that you worship Him. No, you say you don't even see everything God don't do. You don't see the sky, you know the marvel, you know. Maybe I need to take you to Dubai, Bahamas, take you around the world. So maybe you see the wonders of God's work. When you come back, that pastor you understand, say it's too small for this man to create this thing. Anyway, that's not that. You don't concern me. You talk with things concern me. Yes or yes? How can you make a choice of a person to marry and you didn't even pray? You didn't read book on marriage. You've not attended any class on marriage. You don't want to follow any guidance. You also go, the guy is so handsome, he give me money. Really? No worry. I'm waiting for the time he will slap your bum, slap your face, join together. You never say anything. So. I can tell me that. You ask a guy you want to marry. What is your purpose in life? He said, I don't know. What is your goals in life? He said, I don't know. Do you have dreams in life? He said, I don't know. What's your vision? He said, I don't know. And you go marry the man. You don't ask question. You don't ask question. Can't you learn from your grandfather said, we get wisdom, pass. He go send 2 men, make them go check the village or the woman come. Send them to go spy the woman those days. Now Friday they marry woman, give person. Now you know the correct story. Yes or yes? But you just a guy from you, see him for Lagos, see him for Abuja. You never know Papa, you know the mama. You never know whether Akbawuben they their family. You don't know whether he that madman they their family. You go marry family where madness they run for inside. Your picking come mad. You can't say, God, why me? God, why me? Why? You know they ask questions, say madness, their family. You know they ask they follow for blood. Why you go marry for that blood? Now what for you, bros? No cry, you just shut up, manage your problem. Now you will get that problem. Now your problem, manage them. Don't manage them. Manage them. Shh, don't make noise. Just know your package. You get your hand, look at them. Hold on, well, hold on. Don't drop them, bros. Don't drop at the thing. Hold on. Ask question, my brother. I will come to inside. Wisdom as insight. You know, Monday. No worry. I will finish this one. I will conclude. So make you know you do things anyhow, man. You know you do things anyhow, man. This one no need suffer. This one no good property. You suffer run too much. I don't know why I'm like this. Like I'm not always like this. Please forgive me. Online community, don't get involved in a business without a mentor. You know why? Mentorship is the legal shortcut to success. He that stand on the shore of mentors will see fast. See you tomorrow. See you on the top. See you on Monday. Thank God it's Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Shalom. That's the best we can take today.